So I have started to do the individual component parts for the case. I'm using a straight edge with no measurements, and I've drawn out this basic part here. And then what I'm going to do is produce the rest of that. So I've got that slot there, and I've got this curved part for the hole, and then this here, there will be the thickness of the wall in there like that for hidden detail, and in here, and then the same here across the base, like so, and then the same here, there'll be thickness and thickness, and then that part there for the handle, there'll be some hidden detail in there, like that. So if I go and line this in and make it a little bit clearer, and then I'm going to add some key dimensions for it as well. So what I'm going to do now is add some key dimensions. I think just due to the lighting, I will add it in pen to make it clearer, so that I've done that part. So I'll just add that bit in some pen. So the key dimensions from the drawing then, this distance here, so maybe you leave a gap for your leader lines. Then your dimension line goes across here, closed narrow arrow like that and like that, and then the dimension itself on that part is 55. You don't have to put in millimeters, just 55 right there in the middle of the screen. On the side it's 10 high, so again leave a gap for your leader line. You have to make sure they don't touch. Dimension line, close narrow arrow, like so, and then 10. And it's enough dimensions that you could go and make this. So that's the key thing that you need to do. And remember, all dimensions must come off the drawing. So for example, the internal thickness there for that bit is 8. So what you can do is, if you're struggling to fit it in between, you can put the lines at the outside like that, closed, narrow arrow, and then anything should go, anything run up down, they should on the left hand side of the line, running up and down the way. And some more dimensions to add in. So that distance there is, if I leave a gap like that, is 20. So across here, everything's got to be projected in third angle projection as we normally would. That distance in there then is 25, like so, and like so, and then the last distance is 70. I can maybe even put that on the plan if I feel I'm running out of space, so like that, close narrow arrow, and that's 70 in here, and then I want to put in elevation, all capitals remember, end elevation, and then lastly plan here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the other two parts just to show you an example of what it should look like completed, okay? So what I've done is I've done those two, and then I'm going to come over here and do the third one. I can slide that over there. So I've done the base and then the plastic insert. You're using all the dimensions that's given in the drawing on the task, using all those dimensions to recreate this as well, and then I'll go and do the last piece on here to show you. So what I've done here is drawn this out, and I'm doing a detailed view of this part, and then I'll line that in, and that'll allow me to dimension that easier. And again, it's the same way you would do in class when you would do a detailed view on cards. So I'll go and line this in and get dimensions and let you see the finished piece. So all the dimensions are added, and then the last part of the task is to do the elevation, end elevation and plan of the three parts together here, but you've not to show any hidden detail. So no hidden detail needs to be shown within that one, and you're just assembling it all together so that you can see the product as an assembly. Okay. So here it is complete. I'll just kind of shine my torch over it to let see it a bit clearer. But I've got the three component parts there, there, and there. And then I have the assembled orthographic there. I don't need to put any dimensions, it doesn't ask me for it. I don't need to put any hidden detail on it doesn't ask me for it. All you've got to do is show how it connects together. You're not going to see that inside it because again, it's hidden in there. So that's what you're going to do. Produce the three component parts with all the dimensions and hidden detail, and then produce the final assembled one. This is an assessment from a couple of years ago. You would have to do this all on your own. So I've obviously helped you through this one, but the next one I'm going to give you will be to do on your own as a practice. So have a go at that, and if you get any questions, feel free to email me.